You're watching the 14 SCAC Men's Soccer Media Days, and joining us today from San Antonio, Texas, is head coach Paul McGinlay and junior defender Tom Carwile of the defending SCAC champion Trinity Tigers. And first of all, we want to thank both of you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, James.
Thank you for having us.
Coach, we'll start with you. 16 titles during your tenure, a tremendous accomplishment in what's been a pretty competitive league throughout the years. How does your team handle the targets on its back on a game-to-game basis? You seem to always get a team's A game, and you guys seem to continue to prevail. How are you guys able to do that? What do you tell your team on a weekly basis?
Well, we've certainly been blessed with a lot of history and tradition in the program, and although we have annual losses of some tremendous players, Tom being a great example of this as a junior. He's played in most minutes of most games since he was a first year. So that experience really helps us. That no one is taken for granted. We know that we're going to get most teams' best game, and I think that's a tremendous mark of respect for our program. But we just got to make sure we're prepared for the task at hand.
Coach, we're a little early in the preseason, so what are you hoping to see from the team throughout the preseason as you get ready to start the 2014 season? Yeah,
we're in day 5 now of building this year's squad. It's probably like every other team. It's a moving target at this point in time. There's a few things that we're pretty confident about, that certain players are going to play certain roles, but for the most part, there's still a lot to be decided, and as we get into the second half of preseason here in the next couple of days, I think we'll be a little bit further along.
Tom, just share with us the excitement level among the team just to get started, get back on the pitch, and get ready to start a new season.
Yeah, everyone's really excited. I mean, ever since we lost last year in the Elite Eight, we've been ready to go since then. I mean, so coming into preseason, everyone was ready to go, but even before that, during the summer, everyone was here working hard or working at home by themselves, and when everyone came in, it all came together. But we know that during the summer, everyone was doing their own thing and getting ready, because we were all ready since pretty much the spring to get back at it. So it was just a matter of time, and we're glad it's here now.
Coach, I'll come back to you. Tell me a little bit about the senior group, how important they are to the team, as well as players like Tom, a junior captain on this team. Just how vital are they going to be to the team's success?
Well, fortunately, the players in our leadership positions tend to be right down the middle of the spine of the soccer field. So we have Matt Cardone in goal, Tom playing the central role in midfield, Simone Uribe, Omar Sanchez in the middle, and of course Johnny Lawson up front. So we've got a spine that's pretty intact in the middle of the park, and that's you hope always that that's the case. And then, so I think once again we have that intact.
Tom, tell me what does it mean to you? How important it is to you to be named a captain on this team?
Yeah, it's such an honor to be named a captain, especially knowing that my teammates are the one who picked it. Obviously, with a little bit from the coaches, but I mean, it's just like such a great responsibility to have to be the leader of this team with Matt Cardone, obviously the other captain, and having seen the other captains since I was a freshman and a sophomore. They gave me a lot of examples, and they showed me a lot how to lead. So, I mean, it's a great honor, but I know that every day I have to put in a lot more work than I used to, because everyone's looking at me as a leader. So.
You're watching the 2014 SCAC Men's Soccer Media Days with head coach Paul McGinlay and junior defender Tom Carwile of the Trinity Tigers. Coach, we'll come back to you. We talked about kind of that spine of upperclassmen and seniors who are going to lead the way. Tell me a little bit about some of the other returners who will be back on the team and the role they'll be able to play.
Yeah, I think once again, it's amazing that we graduate such talented players last year, and I look at the roster and I feel good about where we are going into 2014. Returners that are in leadership roles. Roberto Camargo is a midfielder from Mexico, and he's played both centrally and in wide positions. Claudio Calistri from Honduras, he's finally overcome some difficult injuries. Um, Paco Vasquez played every game for us as a left back, and he's going into his sophomore year, and he'll be back. And then sophomore transfer Zach True, who played significant minutes, is back again. Victor Araujo is a Brazilian talent that we picked up a couple of years ago, and we expect big things from Victor again today or this year. But I think our strength is not just in the players that I've named. It's the depth. You know, we've got an heir and a spare in each of the positions, and I think that's going to be critical to every team's success as we go through a grueling season of 22 games in a very short period of time.
Tom, I'll turn back to you, and I'll go back to a question that I asked Coach McGinlay earlier. I want to get your thoughts on this. Week in, week out, you get everybody's A game. How do you prepare yourself mentally, physically? How does the team prepare itself, knowing you're going to get everybody's best match week in and week out?
Yeah, well, a great way that we do it is we take training really seriously because we know that sometimes the competition we're getting in training is going to be better than that we get in some games. So when it goes down to training, I mean, every day we try to go out, train hard with the same mentality. And then we kind of like take it as an honor to go into the games knowing that we're going to get team's best A game because that means that we get to play at our highest level. And I mean, we cherish getting to play at our highest level every time. And we know that going out there sometimes and winning by a couple goals isn't enough. So we try to have the mindset of never letting the foot off the gas and just keep at it. And I mean, like Coach said, the depth that we have will be good because guys will come off the bench and the level won't drop at all. I mean, if anything, they'll raise it. So we just try to get the same mentality out of everyone that when we're on the field, we're all going 100% because, I mean, anything less is not good enough.
Coach McGinlay, as we've mentioned, still early in the preseason. Tell me a little bit just what you're looking for from the newcomers on the field. What are you hoping to see from them throughout the preseason process as you go forward?
Well, we're in a situation annually where some first years are able to make an immediate impact. If I think back to a couple of years ago when Tom arrived, he made an immediate impact as a first year. I tracked his progress through the Olympic Development Program. I knew him very closely, and so I knew what we were getting, as I knew with the current first years that we have. So we're pretty happy that the present looks good, but always you still have to look to the future also. And I think this first year class has maybe 8 players that are currently making a significant impression, but still more underneath that. You know, we're not just left with that 8.
We'll get you out. We'll get you both out on this final question. Tom, I'll start with you for Trinity to be successful, meet its goals and expectations in 2014. What are going to be some of the keys to success?
I mean, like I said earlier, just the mentality we go in with all the time is important. I mean, it's easy to want to take a day off or something, but we need to make sure that we go into every training session just as hard as we do games so that we're ready for those games. And I mean, just stay together as a group because our goal is to win a national championship this year on top of winning an SCAC championship again. So, I mean, with those goals takes a lot of responsibility and a lot of hard work. It doesn't just come easy. So we know that we have to go in every day ready to go and excited about it.
Coach McGinlay, I'll ask you the same question. What will be some of the keys to success to reach your goals and expectations in 2014?
Well, it's August to December seems like a short time period, but it can be long at times. I think our durability as a group, physically and mentally, is going to be critical. Obviously, we're conscious of who we play, and the next game is always the most important game. But our main concern is ourselves. The main concern is the health and well-being of the team, how well that group of players comes together as a team. And if the teams that I've had in the past that have been very special have had the qualities of togetherness and very much having a keen understanding of how important the sense of team is.
You have been watching SCAC Men's Soccer Media Days with head coach Paul McGinlay and junior defender Tom Carwile of the Trinity Tigers. Again, we thank you both for taking the time out to join us and discuss the 2014 season this morning, and we wish you good luck in 2014.
Thanks, James.